Hi, during this presentation, I will be discussing the elaboration likelihood model. But first, let's talk about persuasion. Persuasion is an integral part of our everyday lives. We see it everywhere. The media tries to convince us of buying its products, certain products. Even in the political life, we see leaders trying or striving hard to convince us to voting for them, and also non-profitable organizations persuade us to make donations. Five characteristics define persuasion. These traits include being influential, being communicable, being appealing, being reinforcing, and being voluntary. Now we move to the elaboration likelihood model. This theory is based on the idea that our attitudes are produced, changed, shaped, and reinforced by persuasion. The three components that should be worked on in order to increase this persuasion level include working on improving the message, improving the design and the delivery. When people are subjected to a persuasive argument, they first of all, they perceive that message, evaluate it, remember it or store it, and then make a decision to either accept or reject it. This process is called elaboration. And this particular step defines which route the individual will take after that. So if the elaboration level is high, then the individual will be taking the central route. If the elaboration level is low, then the individual will be taking the peripheral route. Now let's discuss the differences between these two. Central route processing is a type of processing during which the message is under the audience's grasp. In other words, it grabs their attention as they try to scrutinize its quality and strength. The target audience cares about this message and develop persistent attitude and become non-amenable to counter arguments. So it becomes very difficult to change the audience's opinion about this message or this certain product. The second type of processing is called the peripheral route processing. During this type, the message will fail to grasp the audience's attention, so they will not care about the essence of the message. As a matter of fact, the audience will care for more superficial and secondary factors associated with this message, like visual appeal, temptations, and presentation, more than actually the content or the quality of the message. The resultant attitudes are less progressive, less perpetuating, and more vulnerable to counter arguments. These attitudes are in constant need of reinforcement. So the individual might end up buying this product, but not for its quality, but because of the accessories associated with it. So there is no progression in this case. As you can see in this picture, the persuasive message first is displayed, and then the person's motivation and ability to process is based or adjusted according to that message. If his elaboration is low, then he's probably going to follow the peripheral route, focusing on more superficial things than the actual essence or the core of the message. If the elaboration level is high, then he will follow the central processing, focusing on message quality. And these routes also affect the attitude. So if the individual is following the peripheral route, he's probably gonna be his opinion will be probably temporary. He's gonna be susceptible to counter arguments. However, if he followed the central processing and made sure that he is basing his opinion on fact and on quality, then the attitude will be more progressive, perpetuant. Now this table also summarizes the graph we just saw and discusses the differences between central and peripheral routes. Now let's make this more clear by giving an example. we have two individuals who are probably going to end up buying the same item. Jessica is an online shopper. She's a regular online shopper who utilizes the website to shop, like JCPenney online, on a weekly basis. So she shops on a weekly basis. As for John, he's not an online shopper. He's not used to shopping online. Well, basically, it is anticipated that Jessica will be following the central route processing. She will be more likely to pay attention than John, more than John, when it comes to examining the message and scrutinizing the design of the product. If she is convinced that the product has a high quality, like a certain TV or a furniture, then she would have an elevated proclivity to buy it from JCPenney online versus a less persuasive online store. She also might end up reading the customers' reviews and the details of the product in order to understand the level of the quality of the product. As for John, it is anticipated that he's going to follow the peripheral route. He would probably look at the website and first start by sorting the prices from low to high. Um, and then he would probably look at all those items with 4 stars without having to spend time reading the customers' reviews. And then John might end up purchasing an item that has also a free shipping offer with a coupon, probably. So both these individuals might end up buying the same product. However, Jessica followed a more positive view and tended to look at the quality of the product, versus John was more cared more for actually the accessory options or the superficial qualities that came with this product. In conclusion, in order to promote central route of processing, two very important elements must be used. These include motivation and ability. Motivation is when the individual feels highly affected or impacted by the topic displayed, and thus he would have a higher proclivity of using the central route when processing. It is also defined, motivation is defined by the relevance of the topic to the consumer. Secondly, we have ability. The message must be within the audience ability to comprehend. So if it is well understood, then there is a high chance it will be critically and effectively scrutinized by the audience. Thank you.